Coronavirus, the most dreadful enemy which we cannot see and sense. The coronavirus has shocked the inhabitants of the earth, where it has infected up to 14 million people worldwide. COVID-19 disease has been spreading all over the world and been declared as a pandemic. Since it is a new disease, no vaccine can be used to cure this disease. It is under research and development. Hygiene and cleanliness is the most significant element in fighting this corona outbreak. In order to maintain the surrounding clean, sanitizing process must be done over and over again. So, we come out with our great product, which will help in sanitizing any places to kill the virus. We introduce to you the COVID-19 Terminator.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. So we move on to the product briefing. So since the coronavirus outbreak, people have realized the importance of sanitizing. So the only way to keep people from infected is to disinfection, which is we disinfect on public places and need to taking care of our self-hygiene. So our product focus on the disinfections using the autonomous robot. So for the product design, as you can see here, we have two modules. So the first module is the autonomous robot itself, which is on the lower part, will be discussed more after this. And then the second module is about the UV light disinfection, which is at the upper part. So the next one, we have the block diagram for the module 1. As you can see here, you have the ultrasonic sensor as the input, and then the input will be giving to the Arduino Uno as the controller, and then the Arduino Uno will be giving the instruction to the motor driver to move at the right to left using the right DC motor and left DC motor. For the flowchart, here how the autonomous robot function. The first one, we will initialize the ultrasonic sensor, Arduino Uno and motor driver, and then we read the distance, which is we using the if statement, either the distance less than 2 cm or more than 2 cm. If the distance less than 2 cm, the robot will be stopped first, then move backward, and then it will be stopped. Then last one will be turn left. If the distance is more than 2 cm, the robot will be moved forward as usual. So here the circuit diagram for the obstacle avoiding robot for the module 1. The circuit is designed using the Tinkercad software, and we have the 5 component here. The first one, we have the 9-volt battery, and then we using the Arduino Uno as the controller. The third one, we have the L293D motor driver. Then we have 3-volt to 6-volt dual axis TT gear motor. And last one, the sensor itself, which is the ultrasonic sensor HCSR04. Here, the demonstration for the obstacle avoidance robot. The first module for this project discusses on the obstacle avoidance robot. The concept for this module is to avoid any obstacles, and the robot will sense and overcome the obstacle in its path. The sensor is using the ultrasonic concept to detect the obstacles. As you can see how the robot functions, if there's obstacles in front of the robot in distance of less than 20 cm, the robot first it will be stopped, and then it will move backward and stop again, and then it will be avoided by turn left. So here how the obstacle avoidance robot function. This module is present for the new role of an autonomous robot that can replace the duty of people in healthcare. So next one is the module 2. For the module 2, we will be using the UV light and motion detection. The second module for this project is designed on the UV light and motion detection system. The concept of this module design is to combine both UV light and motion detector, which is to be worked together to disinfect the target area, and the target area is not humans or animal. So the first one, we have the block diagram for the UV light and motion detection. We will be using the sensor PIR sensor, which is to sense the movement, and then the sensor will be giving the input into the Arduino Uno board as the controller, and the controller will be giving the instruction to the relay to on off the ultraviolet lamp, with addition with the power supply. So for the flowchart, here how the UV light and motion detection system work on the coding. The first one, we initialize the PIR sensor, Arduino Uno, and the relay. And then we'll be on the UV light lamp, and then we using the if statement for if there's a human present, so the UV light lamp will be off. If there's no human present or animal present, the UV light will be turned on like usual. Next, for the circuit diagram, The circuit diagram for the UV light and motion detection is designed by the Tinkercad also, like the Model 1. So as you can see here, we have the 6 components for the circuit diagram. The first one, we have the Arduino Uno for the controller, and next one, we have the PIR sensor for the movement detection, and then we have the DC light bulb. Next one, we have the 5-volt relay, and then we have the 3.9 ohms resistor, then last one, we have the 9-volt battery. So after all of this information discussed before, so the conclusion here is how the UV disinfection works. So the first one, as the robot moves, the bulb will turn on and disinfecting the target area. Within the 15 to 30 minutes for a room, UV disinfection can reach 1 to 3 meters of the spotted area to be disinfected. So the longer the time and the shorter the distance, it will be increased this disinfection efficiency. So the next one, UVC radiation of disinfectant lamp may cause extreme discomfort to the tissue of the eye. So to avoid excessive exposure of the UVC, we implement motion sensor to our project. So the last one, PIR motion sensor will detect human or animal present or movement and turn off the light bulb. So if there's no movement, so it will be turned on after 4 seconds. So the next one is Module 2 demonstration. The idea of designing the UV and motion detection modules comes out to disinfect target area or places without giving any harm to humans and animals. As you can see, both situations, the first situation will be using the animals and the second situation is for the human. If there's any movement detected, the bulb will turn off. If there is no movement within 4 seconds, the bulb will turn on again. Both modules of the obstacle avoiding robot and PIR motion sensor modules are successfully assembled as a prototype. The objectives are to design and develop an autonomous disinfectant robot where it makes use of the UV light in disinfecting surface. The urge of obstacle avoidance robot, which act as an autonomous system, is one of the important elements for fighting the COVID-19 together by using the UV light disinfections.